Hello and welcome to another Bearded Geek toy review. Today's episode, finally got my hands on the new Indiana Jones Adventure Series Indiana Jones figure from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Let's check it out. Welcome back to the channel, and yes, we have finally got our hands on the Indiana Jones Adventure Series, the main figure that everybody wants, Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I have seen this wave dotted about. It's in stock on websites, it's in stores. I've seen it in Forbidden Planet. I've even seen it at the recent two Comic Cons that I went to, which was Liverpool Comic Con and Wales Comic Con. But the figure that I did not see was this the main guy, because this is the main one that everybody wants. There are several other characters in this wave, as you can see there. So you have Indiana Jones, you got Marion Ravenwood, you got Salah, you got Belloc, and you got Tolt. And as you can see, they all combine with extra pieces to build a artifact. So yeah, Indiana Jones is sold out everywhere. People cannot find him for love nor money. Just so happened I was just doing my regular check to see if he'd come back in stock anywhere, because obviously the movie is opening very, very soon. Had its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival as of filming yesterday. And the reviews are good at the moment, which is a bit of a relief. A lot of people saying it's a fitting send-off for the character, and it is being billed as the final Indiana Jones movie. So yeah, Hasbro have finally done what fans have been asking for quite some time, and essentially done the Black Series range of 6-inch Indiana Jones figures. And I got this guy from Game, ordered it on their website. They're only selling Indiana Jones and Tolt at the moment, but they had it in stock. So I ordered it. They said 2 to 4 days for delivery. It came the next day. So absolutely fantastic. Very, very impressed. Even though it's plastic-free packaging, they've really gone to town in this packaging. As you can see, if I just do that there, you can see part of the actual packaging itself, the Indiana Jones logo, and the image of the figure itself is embossed and glossy, whilst the rest of the packaging is in matte. So this is Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. You've got a nice little image on the side there of him, and then you've got an image on the back of what he includes. So plastic-free packaging. This range is also considerably cheaper than the current prices for Star Wars Black Series, which are obviously astronomical at the moment. So all of this wave and all the Indiana Jones figures released so far, except for the deluxe twin packs, are retailing for $21.99. So we're back to, moderate pricing for a 6-inch action figure. So that's a look at obviously what the packaging is like. Let's get the box open and have a look at the figure itself. So with the plastic-free packaging, obviously it's all going to be cardboard and paper inside, and we've seen this with the Marvel figures. So you've got a very handy guide for the build an artifact arc there, because obviously each figure in the wave comes with pieces of the arc. On the back we've got Indiana Jones himself, so that's him. And really, really nice touch. The actual paper that the figures and the accessories are packed in, you can see there, is like a old-fashioned map with a plane on it. So that's really, really nice. That's a lovely touch from Hasbro. And then we've got the accessories themselves, which are in here. So let's have a look at the guy himself. Let's get him out. Oh, there he is, Indiana Jones. Wow. Now I'm filming this in natural light. I'm not filming this in artificial light today. I haven't got my light box on, just so you could get a proper idea of the figure. He's got a bit of a glossiness to him, which you do obviously get with the digital face printing. Perhaps a bit of matte spray will help with that, but that is a very, very good likeness. The eyes do sometimes do stick out a little bit though, which is a bit of I think a fault of the digital face printing. They just look a little bit too vibrant. The hat is of a nice plastic, but doesn't come off in this instance. So the hat is stuck on, unlike some of the 3.75 inch range, which were released for the last Indiana Jones film, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Some of them came with hats that were stuck on the figure, some of them came with detachable hats. And the fault with the detachable hats for those figures were that they always were a little bit oversized to get on to the actual figure itself. So I understand why he's got his hat on. It's the iconic look of Indiana Jones. There are other figures out there that are being released that don't have the hat on, such as his tuxedo look from the beginning of Temple of Doom, and also his college professor look from the beginning of The Last Crusade. So those are two indie figures that are part of upcoming waves. Well, yeah, lovely detail on the jacket. You can see like this kind of like almost like a dirty, worn wash, and even on the back they've not skimped here, which is usually what Hasbro do. They usually do all the paint stuff on the front, and then you turn it around and the figure's got absolutely nothing on the back. So yeah, they've actually gone all the way around with the wear and tear of the jacket, which I really like. You've got his satchel there, you've got his gun holster, and then you've got this here, which is obviously for his whip to go on. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews that say that this is very difficult to put in. That peg hole just does not work, and it's probably one of the only major failings of the actual figure itself. You've got some wear and tear on the bottom of the trousers, and then you've got the detail of the shoes as well. So he looks really cool. Really does look good. Let's just pop him down there and then have a look at his accessories, which again come in a really nice little paper bag with a lovely map on it. Okay, so we'll get the two major parts of the arc out of the way, which are the seraphims that go at the top of the arc. So these are the only pieces that you get with this Indiana Jones figure, and obviously other pieces of the arc come with the other figures in the wave. So you've got the two seraphim that go on the top of the lid. I really am tempted to get the rest of the wave, because I think, you know, having an Ark of the Covenant as a display piece would be really, really cool. So lovely detail in there. They're a lovely gold colour as well. You know, Hasbro could have gone to town and perhaps like vac metalized them in a proper like gold finish, but the paint that they've used there is nice enough, in my opinion. Okay, so there's the seraphim from the top of the arc. We've got the idol from the beginning of the film, again painted in the same kind of golden colour, which is lovely detailed. So that's a nice little extra piece for you to have. You've got a collection of different hands. So you've got some fists, because obviously Indiana Jones, you know, loves to have a bit of some fisticuffs. So you've got a left and a right fist. You've got a whip holding hand for his right hand, because he does, the hand that he comes with out of the box is going to be a trigger finger for his revolver, which is, just let me put that there. Excuse the noise from the outside. I've got the back door open, and you can hear a dog barking. You've got the revolver there, which looks a little bit small. That looks really dainty when compared to like some of the weapons that you get with the Black Series figures. No real detail on it. I can't even tell if there's any paint on the handle of the revolver. It looks like it's all black. And then you get two whips. So you get the whip curled up, which is what is meant to hang on there. And for that to, I'll just move the arm out of the way. That is then meant to clip into there. But from what I've seen, it doesn't do that. And that is a fault of virtually every single figure I've seen of this. So, which is a bit of a shame, because, you know, obviously you could have him displayed with the whip, or you get a second whip, which is, here you go, which is unfurled there. Disappointingly, no paint job on it. All one colour. You know, come on Hasbro, could at least put a bit of a black wash on there, at least on the handle. So yeah, it's gonna need, I think, a bit of unfurling and kind of like that for it to be, you know, so it keeps its shape. Otherwise, it's just going to keep going back into the curl. So it's not going to look good from a display point of view. But yeah, that's the final accessory. So we'll have him with the revolver first, which fits into here. And yeah, this revolver looks tiny. That does not look big enough at all for him. I'll put the trigger for there. That was as if it's just cocked his head actually by mistake. Yeah, that just looks a little bit too small for me. I'm not sure I'm going to have him displayed with the revolver. Probably the whip might be better. And then you've got this hand here, which you could use to hold the idol, which you could balance precariously on there. And then again, you could then have the whip dangling there, and it would just be nice if it actually did that. I wonder if you could tuck it behind the strap of his bag. I wonder if that would help. I might try and do that later. But nice little bit of gold paint there on the buckle of the strap for his bag. Nice little gold detail on the buttons for the bag. So they haven't skimped on the paintwork at all. It's just a shame that some elements of it just don't quite work. But let's just see how easy it is to pop off the hand. Fairly easy. It's on a ball joint as usual, and then just pop in the new hand. That clicks in there, and then obviously this is his whip bearing hand. And yeah, you're gonna have to do some major unfurling with that for it to look anywhere half decent. Otherwise, it's just not gonna look too good there. There you go. suppose if you keep like messing around with it, it's hopefully might stay in that lock. And it looks like it keeps going back. Might have to be a boiled water solution. Stick it in a cup of boiled water just to kind of like warm up the plastic, and then you can perhaps hopefully put it in the style that you want. And here he is with the two fists, ready to kick some serious Nazi ass. There. He looks actually really good with the fists. That's a good display piece. Yeah. I'm really, really happy with this figure. Like I say, a bit too glossy on the face, but I think a bit of dull matte spray might actually solve that. Some good detail on the digital face printing. I love the way they've done the stubble. The stubble's not too heavy, because that was a real kind of bugbear on the 3.75 inch range that was released in 2008. Because it was either looked like he had a beard or it wasn't put on at all, because obviously the paint work that they did on the smaller figures wasn't as good. I really do apologise about that dog barking. Absolutely, it really is annoying. Now I have managed to put that little bit of that strap there that should go in that hole that isn't doing. I've managed to tuck it behind the strap of his satchel. So providing that does not move, I've then finally got him with the whip hanging from his belt. So that really does look extra cool. Now, this is obviously a brand new wave of figures. They've announced several figures from Temple of Doom. They've announced a couple of figures from the upcoming new film, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Like I said, that got its premiere at the Cannes Festival yesterday, as of the time of this filming. They've also done some Last Crusade figures. No figures from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull yet, but I do get the feeling that we are going to be getting major figures from all of the Indiana Jones films, similar to how they did the 3.75 inch range of figures back in 2008, which covered all then 4 films. Yeah, I'm going to be in for major characters of this, probably one indie from each movie, and then obviously like villains and supporting characters, just to build up a nice collection. I don't think the Indiana Jones figure, this adventure series, is going to be around for a long time. There's only a finite amount of figures that you could probably do, and you know, Indiana Jones is being marketed as the last adventure for Dial of Destiny. So I don't think they've got any plans for Disney Plus spin-offs or anything like that. So, you know, I think this range of figures is probably going to be around for the next like 1 or 2 years, 3 years at the most, and then we'll probably see it slowly retired and then perhaps like released every so often as like reissued exclusives at various Comic Cons and websites. But this is not the only Indiana Jones figure I have. Speaking of exclusives, I do have an Indiana Jones figure which is, I believe, 7-inch in scale, which was a Disney Park exclusive that I picked up many, many years ago. So I'm just going to bring that into the video now so we can do a comparison over how that fares against the new Adventure series figure. Now here is the other Indiana Jones figure that I have in my collection. I do have some of the 3.75 inch range from 2008, but they're way packed away in storage. But this guy I got on a trip to Walt Disney World in Florida way back, I think, in 2009, and this was a Disney Parks exclusive, so it was only available at Disney theme parks. You could not get it anywhere else. and I think it retailed for around $15 to $20, which is an absolute steal for what it was. Now, I was always under the assumption that this was built or made by Hasbro, and it was part of their license for Indiana Jones action figures. But I've done a little bit of research, and it was actually made by Gentle Giant instead. Now, it came with this diorama, and obviously you've got stuff like that, the fertility idol, so we'll just give you a bit of a comparison there of, oops. Oh, so this is the one for the Adventure series. This is the one from this Gentle Giant 7-inch scale action figure. So you've got quite a difference there. And obviously he came with several accessories. He came with this like display piece. Excuse the dust, but the reason why I don't dust this guy is because I think he looks really good and authentic if he's absolutely covered in, stuff. He came with, bizarrely for the scene, a Grail diary, which I've got him holding there. I think he had a revolver, which is in there somewhere. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't come with the revolver. He came with the whip, which, as you can see, is hurled out there. And he had a removable hat, which I've just realised, I think, after all this time, I've had on the wrong way. Well, certainly probably this is the last time I moved in. So there you've got the likeness of, for 2009 standards. I believe this was released in 2007. That's not bad for a 2007 action figure. You consider it, if you look at the comparison there, it's got the likeness of Harrison Ford. The paint job's not too bad. His stubble's a bit hit and miss. But yeah, you've got the comparison there of the detail in the jacket, the satchel, all the things are there that make up Indiana Jones. He looks a bit yellow, I think, compared to obviously the more flesh kind of like colours of the Adventure series figure. But yeah, he does have the removable hat, which you can put on there. And yeah, and you can see there that the hat does look, obviously by necessity, just a little bit too big. But I've always loved this figure, and he's always made a great piece in my kind of collection. And like I say, he's absolutely covered in dust at the moment, but I think that gives him that authentic look from when he ventures out of the cavern after the big rolling boulder goes after him, and he's absolutely covered in cobwebs. So that's just another piece of Indiana Jones merchandise that I've got. Now, incidentally, they did do a variant figure, which I never was able to find, which was a Temple of Doom figure, which had a different kind of like base and backdrop. Obviously, I don't think it came with the idol, but it had him in his shirt with the ripped sleeve look, and he had obviously a big sword as well. So I've never been able to find that one, and I presume it probably goes for a lot of money now on eBay. But yeah, that was an absolute steal back in 2009 when I picked that up from Florida on a trip to Disney World. But yeah, and obviously this kind of like just shows how much the technology has moved on. The sculpting of the figures, and the clothing and all the rest of it is absolutely great. But how much the sculpting in the faces and the likenesses has moved on is just considerable. So I'm all in, I think, for this Indiana Jones Adventure series wave. I absolutely am loving this figure. God knows where I'm going to put him because I am running out of room. He's not going to replace that, I don't think, which stands on a shelf just above my Raiders of the Lost Ark signed poster, which is signed by the cast and crew, which I got many years ago. But I'm sure I will find a spot for the new Indiana Jones Adventure series. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, then please leave us a like. It really does help out the channel. And also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified whenever we upload any new videos. And the next video, which I think I will drop in the next couple of days, is going to be the review of the Ben Affleck Batman figure from the upcoming Flash movie, along with his Bat Cycle, which I picked up from Wales Comic Con last weekend. So really looking forward to opening those and doing a review on that. So if you like your DC multiverse and you like your Batmans, then stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, have a great day, take care, and we'll see you soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. See you now.
Indy! Give 'em hell, Indiana Jones!
A few times in my life I've seen things.
I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father. Sorry!
But I've been looking for this all my life.